Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. Thanks so much for joining me today. A friend of mine asked for a really mellow stretch class, so I thought what better way to just loosen the body up, do some nice relaxing stretches. So we're calling this Mellow Mat. A little bit of Pilates repertoire to keep the body balanced and even, but mostly just some stretching from side to side. Really mellow class. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for joining. Here we go. Let's move. Okay guys, here we go. Let's start in a nice upright position. Grab a hold of your ankles. Slide your heels in towards your sits bones. And we're just going to start a nice upright position today. Just feeling all those back extensors active along the spine. Really reaching the crown of the head towards the ceiling or the sky if you're outside joining me in an outdoor setting. And equally weighted on your sits bones. Take a breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, draw your navel in towards your spine, really feeling that nice security around your midsection. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. This time as you exhale, allow your back to kind of melt behind you, pulling your navel in. Keeping your shoulders above your hips and just allowing that low back to stretch. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, restack up, up, up to a nice high, long postural line. Breathe in, exhale to flexion. It's kind of like an active C curve. You're just kind of pulling into a gentle C curve, not collapsing, but really controlling the movement of your spine. Hold, breathe in. And exhale, restack up, 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 and back to the top. Take a breath in. Exhale into flexion. Give yourself that nice little stretch. Nice little melt of your back behind you. Hold, breathe in. And exhale up. This time as we come up, we'll go a little beyond neutral, opening the chest, and just kind of extending through that line, looking upwards. Breathe in and exhale back to center. Take your left hand over your right knee, your right hand behind you, and go into a nice little rotational stretch, looking as far behind you as you can. Hold that for just a moment. Be gentle on your spine, don't overdo the stretch. And come back to center. You're going to take your right hand onto your left knee, left hand behind you, and pull, trying to look all the way behind you. Again, we're not warm, we're just kind of getting going here, so make sure you're not overdoing the stretch. Just this nice little rotational component. Give yourself a little gaze backwards, and then back to center. Take your left leg out. Keep your right foot where it is. You can even tuck your right heel into your sits bones a little more if you like. And just kind of slide down your leg. You can grab your shin, you can grab your ankle, you can grab your toe, whatever you feel comfortable with, and go into a gentle forward flex position. Again, when you start your stretches and your body's not really warmed up yet, make sure you honor your body and don't go too deep into them. Just feel a nice little stretch on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, right around a 6 or a 7. Hold that for just a moment. And then come back to upright. Go ahead and switch legs. We're going to take your right leg out to a diagonal line. Take that left heel into where your right just was. Tuck it into your sits bones a little bit, not too much. And just glide down your leg. You can grab your shin, your ankle, your toes, whatever you feel comfortable with. Go into a gentle forward flexion. When I get into the stretch, I try to pull gently into that rotational component, which pulls into the QL really nicely. Kind of gives you that rotational pull in the back. Just go to where you feel comfortable. Don't overdo the stretch. Breathe in and exhale back to upright. Good. From here, we're just going to have a lie down. Go right down to your mat. Or if you're outside on the lawn or out on the beach, wherever you're at, just have a lie down. Make yourself comfortable. Hands down by the side of your body. A couple of pelvic tilts. We go into posterior, pushing our low back into the mat. we go into anterior arching gently away from the mat. Use a breath pattern to create these movements, to create these motions. The breath is so key to providing a rhythm for the movement. Exhale to flexion. Inhale to gentle extension. Exhale to flexion. Inhale. As you're moving that pelvis forward and back from posterior to anterior, feel how the movement occurs to the spine like a wave, affecting all the way up to the tip of your head. As you go to that anterior tilt, you can feel your chin tuck down a little bit. As you go to that posterior tilt, you can feel your chin drop a little bit. It just kind of feels this waving motion up and down the spine. Do a couple more of those. Such a powerful tool for getting those low back muscles to relax and release, getting your abdominals to wake up a little bit. And back to neutral. I hear a lot of people say, keep your head still as you're doing your pelvic tilts. You know, it's okay to create security, but you still want to let the body kind of adapt naturally to that. We're going to take our right arm up, reach it all the way above your head. Try not to let your ribs flare, try not to let your shoulders shrug, and give that rotator cuff a little stretch. And we switch arms, moving through the shoulder joint, getting a nice little stretch to the shoulder, getting a nice little stretch to the pec, and use a breath to create a movement of that rhythm. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Losing my voice a little bit. I've been doing some online videos for my friends at home. And I'll tell you what, I'm losing my voice. So pardon me. I start to get a little hoarse. We'll do one more on each side. And exhale, moving through that rotator cuff, moving through that shoulder. And come back to a neutral position above your chest, palms face one another. Let's go ahead and protract the shoulder blades, reaching the fingertips for the ceiling. Exhale, retract the shoulder blades, pulling back into the mat. Inhale, reaching the fingertips towards the ceiling. Exhale, retracting back into the mat. Inhale. So beneficial, so important to get the scapula mobile, to have a good body-mind connection to that scapula and how those muscles around the scapula can move it. Elevation, depression, protraction, retraction, abduction, adduction. Not moving from the humerus, but just from the scapula. Come down to a flat position, and from here, we take our left arm down, our right arm up, lengthen your right leg out, and take your arm and leg across the lateral line of your body and give yourself a little stretch of that right lateral line. And pull a little deeper into it. And come back to center. We're going to switch hands, switch legs. Imagine your pelvis is your pivot point, so you're going to come across from that pivot point into lateral flexion to the right. Stretching that left lateral line. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. We come back to center. Hands down by your side. Make sure your heels are tucked in towards your sits bones, just a couple inches apart, about sits bones width apart. We'll go into a little pelvic curl here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, scoop into your abdominals, peel your spine up, reaching your pelvis for the ceiling. Oh, I can tell I've been sitting a lot. You know, if you're sitting at a computer a lot, or you're sitting in a car or traveling, those hip flexors really get tight. These pelvic curls are an excellent way to stretch those hip flexors out and roll your spine down. Just make sure you stay in control with your core. You don't want your back to arch to get that extra little stretch. Inhale, exhale. Again, another real powerful tool for travels, this pelvic curl. Hold, breathe in, and exhale down. I always like to think I have a tennis ball between my knees, so you don't want those knees to flare out to the side. Take a breath in, exhale. Scoop first, create that curve out of your spine as you reach up, reaching the pelvis for the ceiling. Take a breath in. Right now you should be flat and long, almost biasing up to a little more stretch on those hip flexors. But as you exhale, roll down, reestablish that curve, really articulating through one vertebra at a time and back to neutral. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in and exhale, roll down. And on this last one, we're going to add some arm movement to it. So breathe in, exhale, peel up. Now from this up position, as you roll down, start to reach your arms above your chest. And then by the time your pelvis comes down into neutral, your arms should be above your head. Try to maximize the stretch on your shoulders without flaring your ribs or shrugging your shoulders. So if you're tight in the pecs and shoulders like I am, you want to hold your arms about here. You don't want them going so far back that you flare those ribs, okay? So always neutral ribs, neutral pelvis, neutral spine. From here, inhale. Peel your spine up. Bring your hands back down to the side of your body. Press into the mat gently and push the pelvis up a little higher for that hip flexor stretch. Roll the spine down. Reach the arms back. Let's do a couple more of those together. You know, if any one of these movements feels really good to you, go ahead and pause the video. Do 3, 4, 5 more. You don't have to just follow along with it the whole time. You're welcome to make this your own workout. Make this your time. Pause, do a couple of the movements. This feels really good on my back, really good on my hip flexors, really good on my shoulders. Heck, I could probably do 10 or 20 of these, but I want to be able to get through the video in time. And roll your spine down. We're going to stop with our arms right above our chest. Come back to a neutral pelvic position. Take your right foot over your left thigh. Pull that leg into tabletop. Interlace your hands behind the leg and pull into a number 4 stretch. This is a great way to open that hip up a little bit. Stretch your gluteus medius. And just hold that for a moment. Breathe in, breathe out. Anytime you feel yourself pull into a stretch, let the muscle relax, let the muscle come into the stretch, and then if you feel you can go a little deeper, go a little deeper. But again, honor your body, honor your range of motion. Don't ever overdo your stretches. Your stretches should be kind of right around your 6 or 7 level. You don't want to get into a 9 or 10 level for sure. Left foot over your right knee. Interlace your hands and pull into that stretch. Or the side's much tighter. Pull a little deeper. And pull a little deeper if you can. Again, honor your range. And drop that down. We're going to take our arms out to a T position and wrap your right leg around your left. We're going to start to the right hand side on the inhale. And use your abdominal obliques to pull back to center. You're controlling from your core. Don't let your back take over too much on this. Inhale to the opposition. And exhale back to center. Keep your chest and shoulders still. Your upper body remains still as your waist is like a washcloth and you're wringing that washcloth out. Inhale to the right. Exhale, abdominals pull in, legs draw back to center. Inhale to the left. And exhale to center. And this is a modified spine to a supine. One of my favorite modifications for spine to a supine. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the left. You're going to take your left hand over your right knee and pull into a deeper stretch. Exhale a little deeper. Take a breath in and pull back to the center line. Go back to that T position with your arms. Wrap your left leg around your right leg. Nice tight knee to knee stretch here. Now this time start to the left hand side of your body on the inhale. And exhale back to center. Inhale to the right. Stretch to that opposition. Exhale to center. Again, trying to keep those shoulder blades and chest weighted to the mat evenly. Inhale, upper body remains the same. The rotation controls and moves from the waist. Inhale to the right. Exhale to center. Inhale to the left. This would be a great workout for my cousin Sean. He spends a lot of time working on the computer. So Sean, I'm going to dedicate this one to you. Inhale to the right. Take your right hand over your left knee and pull into a deeper stretch. And take a breath in. Exhale back to center. Take that foot down to the floor. And no workout would be complete without a little bit of ab work, a little core work. So we're going to take our arms above our head. Knees are bent, feet are flat. Bring your arms above your chest. Your head, chest, and shoulders will follow you into your C curve, and then the arms come right here parallel to the floor. Reach your arms up above your chest, then your head, chest, and shoulders kind of follow you out of the C curve. So think of your arms leading you into the C curve and leading you out of the C curve. Exhale it. We'll do a double breath pattern just like the chest lift. So hold, breathe in, and exhale, return. So it's kind of a combination of 100 prep and chest lift. Hold, inhale, exhale, return. Exhale up. And exhale, return. One more. We're going to go to a single breath pattern. As you exhale up, you're going to go to the left, taking the left leg to tabletop, and your arms just kind of drift next to your left thigh. You inhale, return back to your starting position. Trying to maintain that neutral pelvis throughout. Exhale up to the opposite side. And inhale, return. Leg comes back down to the mat. Exhale, hinging at the hip joint, lifting up. Inhale, return. Back to your starting position. Exhale up, hinging up. Inhale, return. Let's prioritize our forward flexion. Doesn't matter how far you get over in rotation, just rotate a little bit, but really prioritize that forward flexion, that deep C curve of the spine. Inhale, return. And last one, exhale up. And inhale, return. Let's go ahead and interlace our hands behind your head for a little more core work. We're going to come into our chest lift position. Head, chest, and shoulders come into forward flexion. Your eyes should be right around your thighs or your knees. Try to maintain, secure that forward position. Elbows just kind of out at the peripheral vision there. Right leg tabletop. Simultaneously change. So this is a modified leg changes. We're modifying it by pulling into our chest lift position. Exhale. 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 Both feet down, come out of your chest lift. You never want to feel discomfort in your neck. You never want to feel like you're pulling on your neck. It's just a nice movement of your head, chest, and shoulders, all coming up as one unit into forward. Okay? Take your left hand behind your head. Left hand behind your head. Right arm above your head. Lengthen your left leg long. Okay, you got that? Right arm up. Left leg out. Left hand supports. You're going to come into a C curve, tabletop the leg, and just kind of touch the top of the shin. You inhale down and lengthen the leg out. All the while controlling from your core, trying to maintain neutral, stable pelvis. So it's about pelvic lumbar stability here. Exhale up. Inhale down. And return. And up. And return. Switch legs, switch hands, switch the side that you're coming up to. You exhale up. Just touch the top of the shin, drawing the deep forward flexion, rotating towards the right. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale, return. We did 5 on the other side. We'll do 5 on this side. Inhale, return. Exhale up. Inhale, return. Last one. And down. Go back to T position with your arms. Glue your knees together. Glue your feet together. And just let your legs drop to the left-hand side of your body. Go into that nice little stretch. And then while you're here, rotate your head to the opposite side of the legs. And you'll get a nice rotation all the way up through the spine to the crown of the head. Come back to center, straight with your head. We drop to the other side. Looking over. Now I can see you guys. And come back to center. You're going to lengthen your legs out long. You're going to take the leg furthest from you, bend, and just roll to your side facing me. Bottom arm is going to be long. Top arm is here for support. You know what, let's take it down today. I said this was going to be a nice mellow class, so it's a nice mellow stretch class. Take your hand down for a little support. Focus on moving from the waist. This is a unilateral movement, so you definitely want a little bit of imprint on the bottom of your mat here. You're going to take a little pressure off of the legs by pulling into the oblique a little bit. So your legs aren't just lying flat, they're just kind of pressured, active, and long. We open like scissors. Bottom leg forward, top leg back. Pull up into our waist to lift those legs as one unit from the pelvis. Squeeze together and then drop down. We lift up, open like scissors, top leg forward, bottom leg back, lift from the waist, and squeeze together, and down. Open, lift, squeeze together, and down. Your breath to create the rhythm is inhale, exhale, inhale, and down. Lost my pace there. Inhale, exhale from the waist, inhale, and exhale. Top leg forward, bottom leg back, inhale, exhale, inhale, and down. One more each direction. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, down. Last one, breathe in, breathe out, together, and down. Nicely done. So, take your top ankle, if you can, and bring it right into your pelvis. If this is too hard and unstable for you, you can kind of open up a little bit. But if you can, try to grab that ankle, and you're basically pushing your knee in a downward position towards your foot. So press that down, and you'll feel that hip joint open up. Those internal rotators of the hip joint get a little stretch. And a little deeper. And slowly up. From here, Flex your toes towards your nose on the bottom leg. Just 10 repetitions, lift and drop. I love to do 10 nice slow ones and 40 beats, but I said this would be a nice easy class today, so just do 10 reps. That's 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. Bring both knees in towards your sits bones. Tuck your heels in towards your sits bones, both knees towards your chest. Bottom knee is going to lift, open, and close. Keep your hips stacked. Don't let your hip rock back. Open from the hip joint. 2, 3. If you guys are wondering why I'm in my studio today, it's because the Pacific Northwest was gorgeous yesterday and pouring rain today. So, you know me, I love to shoot outside when I can, but when it's raining, we gotta come into the studio. I love my little studio space here. And 2 more. And 1 more. Open, 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 and slowly down. Just slide yourself up into a side lateral position, kind of reaching over your legs. And take those fingertips and really stretch for that side wall. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And come back to upright. Always want to stretch those intercostals out. Get those ribs to open up. Allows those lungs to breathe more freely. Flip your legs around the front of your body. Let's come to the other side. Legs are long. Bottom arm is long. Always try to maximize this position. Maximize that stretch on your bottom arm. Maximize the line of your body, almost as if you're lying against a flat wall. We went here with our arm on the other side, so we'll do the same thing on this side. Pull into your abs. Just kind of draw into a tension with the legs. You're not just lifting them up, but you're just kind of ready to go. Almost kind of balancing on your greater trochanter, your hip bone there. Bottom leg forward, top leg back. Lift from the waist. From here, moving the pelvis is 1. Squeeze together and drop down. Inhale in opposition, exhale up. Inhale, squeeze together. Exhale down. Inhale, open. Exhale up. Inhale together and exhale down again. Open, up, squeeze, and down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Use those obliques. And down, 1 more each direction. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and down. 1 more. Breathe in, breathe out, close, and down. Very nice. Grab hold of your ankle. Bring that right in front of your pelvis. If you can. If you can't, just open up and push your knee down for a little stretch. This is a great way to stretch those internal rotations of the hip joints, so push that knee down, 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 down. Oh boy, this side's tight. And down. And come back to center. Flex your toes towards your nose. Bottom leg lifts and drops. 2. This is a great exercise for runners. It helps strengthen that medial line of the thigh, your adductors, but also helps stretch the lateral line. Your IT band, your TFL. Runners get so tight in that lateral line. It's a great way to strengthen medially, stretch laterally. And 7. And 8. And 9. And 10. Bring both knees in towards your chest, heels in towards your sits bones, and we open and close. Again, keep your hips stacked. Don't let that hip rock back on you. There's 3. And 4. And 5. We have a tendency to kind of draw forward when we're doing these exercises into that kind of fetal position. Keep your chin up, keep your body long, keep your posture elongated and strong. And open and close. To that side lateral stretch, we come up, we reach over and really push into that side lateral movement. I'm always trying to reach my fingertips like I'm trying to touch the sidewall all the way over. Really nice. Let's go to quadruped position. Your hands are going to be below your shoulders, your knees are going to be below your hips. From here, we're going to do a little cat stretch. So we exhale to flexion, go to lumbar flexion. Allow the rest of the spine to adapt to that flexion. Inhale through neutral, extend that upper thoracic spine. And go back to neutral. Do a couple more of those. Flexion first from your lumbar. Going deep into that stretch. Inhale through neutral. And extend. Go to neutral. Go back into flexion from your lumbar. From your lumbar. Scoop, scoop, scoop. And through to extension. Keeping that lower back still. Just opening that chest line and shoulder line. Go back to neutral. From here, we're going to take our right foot between our hands. Keep your left hand down, and then take your right hand back, reaching up towards the ceiling, and really draw into that stretch. Looking up behind you. A little balance involved here. And pull the hand down, bring that foot back, the other foot forward. Keeping your right hand down, your arm reaches out. Reach behind you. Nice little stretch again. If you've been sitting for long periods of time, this is a great stretch for that. Big stretch again, a little balance involved there. And come back down. Let's just come right down to rest position. Reach your hands out. Sit on your heels. Stretch your arms. And let's come right down to our tummy. From here, you're going to interlace your hands underneath your head, elbows just under your shoulders, legs together, and then open up just to about 2 or 3 inches. So you don't want to be all the way together, just about sits bones width apart, hip bones width apart. Not externally rotated, not internally rotated, nice and neutral. Draw your chest down as your forehead draws towards your hands. Now, you don't want to elevate your shoulders. You want to keep them depressed, but you do want to adduct them. So they'll adduct and retract. And then as you extend on the inhale, your eye gaze kind of goes forward and the shoulders go into more of a neutral position. Exhale down. This is an excellent kind of a preparation for single leg kick. Because as you extend, you'll pull your core in, you'll get that back nice and active. It's a nice proud position. I call this my proud position. And then you'd lift your legs up and do your single leg kick. And I said this would be a nice mellow mat class, just some nice little stretching. So we're just doing this first phase. Inhale, extend, let's do 2 more. Exhale down, and do 1 more. Up, 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 and down you go. Bring your knees in. Now from here, keep your elbows down, interlace your hands, draw them behind your head, and pull on your elbows as you reach your sits bones down towards your knees, and you'll get a nice little tricep stretch here. A little deeper. One more pull on those elbows. And release. Let's come to a seated position. From here, take your right heel in towards your sits bones. Your left foot will either go in front, which is fine, or it can go up on top of your right, which is a little more stretch. If you can manage this position, depending on your hip mobility, great. If not, just leave it right in front there. We take a nice upright position first, and then as you start to roll down, you draw into forward flexion, and only go as far as you feel comfortable. If you can get all the way down to your elbows, great. If not, just stay where your body's holding into that stretch comfortably. A couple of nice deep breaths here. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and out. Peel your spine up, and we go ahead and switch legs. So our left stays in towards our sits bones. Our right, again, either in front is fine or on top, depending on your hip flexibility and mobility, whichever is best for you. Hands down from your nice postural line, you roll through your spine, reaching forward, and only go down as far as you feel comfortable. You can get your elbows, excellent. Quad your mobility. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And peel your spine up, and up. So let's just stay in that seated position. I'll face you so you can kind of get a little better view here. This is where we started. Your feet should have been touching. You're grabbing hold of your ankles. Now from here, you press your elbows into your knees and really open that hip joint up. Really draw into that stretch. You can stay in this position, or you can reach your arms forward and really draw into that nice forward flex position. Hold that there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. This is an excellent opportunity for you to go into some meditation if you like, 15-20 minutes. 10 minutes, doesn't matter. Breathe for a little while, calm your body, calm your mind. Great opportunity to go into that right after a nice little stretch session. But I'm going to end it there. Thanks so much for joining me. Love having you. Have a great day. Guys, thanks so much for joining me. I love that little stretch session. It's just one of my favorite ways to kind of loosen the body up and get some gentle moving in. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button above and become a part of the Pilates Live channel. Thanks again, be kind, and have a great day.